G'day and welcome back to another review, and welcome to 2021, the year of the fuck fight, I believe it's going to be. Alright, so today I'm going to review the B22 FVSR. I picked this up, would have been around October, so I've had it for about 3 months-ish. Shot it a fair bit, been on a couple of varminting trips with it, and I've done some range shooting with it. It's actually a very, very good rifle and I'm very happy with it. Now the reason I bought this, which you've probably seen on my channel before, is I had a pump action Remington 572, which turned out to be a piece of shit. I couldn't group anything lower than about the size of an orange at 30 meters. It didn't matter what ammunition I used, what velocity, what type of bullet, it was all just fucking shit. And obviously if you're going out rabbit shooting with a gun that can't group that well, you're probably going to miss a lot of rabbits, which I was missing a lot of. So I fucked that off, and I got this. And I have never been happier with a gun trade before. This is an excellent weapon. All right, so the name FVSR refers to FV being Savage's code for synthetic stock. So any of their A series or B series rifles that have a synthetic stock are going to have FV in the name somewhere. Then SR means suppressor ready. So we're going to run through this the same way we've done them before. We start at the muzzle end and work our way back. So the SR part, suppressor ready, it has a threaded muzzle with a really beefy muzzle cap, which in Australia is pretty useless because obviously we cannot have suppressors, but this would be awesome as a suppressed weapon for doing varminting, because then you wouldn't need hearing protection, because being a 22 Magnum, it is quite fucking loud, especially in the middle of the night, and especially when you fight a few rounds. It has a varmint barrel, so a nice thick barrel. The barrel length on this one is 16.5 inches. You can get, so I think my mate's, he's got a B17, so the same series, the B series, but in 17 HMR. His barrel length, I believe, is 20 inches. Now, with these rimfire cartridges, you don't actually lose a lot by losing that amount of barrel length. With things like 22, or especially 22 long rifle, the powder is actually burnt out by the time it's reached about 16 inches. So the actual extra length of barrel you're adding to gain accuracy is actually dropping velocity, because there's now no pressure behind the bullet, and now the friction of the rifling is slowing the bullet down. So keep that in mind when you talk about rimfires. A lot of people are fucking always crapping on about, oh, barrel length this and short barrel rifles are inaccurate and whatever. If you actually understand the ballistics for different types of rounds, you can actually tailor your barrel length for the correct, well, to be correct for the fucking ammunition you're using. Anyway, so 16.5 inch barrel and a heavy barrel. So this literally never heats up. I've fired probably 2 mags worth, so 20 rounds rapid fire, and it still hasn't heated up. So there is no dramas with that at all. On the barrel we have our little insignias here. So on this side we have a warning label, read the fucking manual before use, and then on the left hand side we have its name. So this is a Savage Model B22 Magnum in caliber 22 Win Mag. And then it's made by Savage Arms. This one's made in Canada, so made in Lakefield, Ontario, Canada, and imported by Savage Arms, Westfield, USA, and then obviously imported to here. It has a barrel proofing stamp on the top there, and that's about it for the barrel. The receiver is pretty straightforward. On the left-hand side is the serial number. It's got a flattened part. I'll show you that in a second. It's the exact same receiver as you will get on all of the rifles, just that obviously the barrels change for what caliber you have. Has quite a slick bolt, obviously very short throw because it is a rimfire. It's a knurled bolt handle, and it's got checkering on it, so it's actually quite easy to grab. As you can see, very short throw. One thing with the bolt that is a little bit annoying is you can get tripped up with pulling it out. So to pull it out, it has to be on fire, pull the trigger, and the bolt comes all the way out. Now there is a guideline on top here, and there is a line on the back because this top part is actually just, essentially that's held on by the firing pin goes all the way through, and that is just slotted in with a T-piece. But to line it up, you have to get this slotted line here and line it up with this thing on the top. Pull the trigger and slide it back in. I struggle with this a lot. Some people can get it straight in every time. There we go, and that's gone straight in. Sometimes I struggle with that. Can be a bit of a pain in the ass. It's got a good angle on the lever as well. So when you're cycling the weapon, even with an optic, even if you do it palmed like that, it doesn't get in the way, and if you do it finger and thumb, it doesn't get in the way either. So it's quite a good angle for that. Some of them, you know, do fail up on optics, so I like that. It has a cocked, well, not really a cocked indicator, but it has the back of the firing pin comes out at the back of the bolt there. So if you have a quick glance at it, you will see that it is cocked. And then if it's decocked, it will go back in. The other thing I love about this rifle is the tang safety. So if it's decocked, you can't put the safe on, but when it's cocked, you can. The tang safety sits perfectly where your thumb would normally go, and that's one thing that I dislike about other rifles is when the safety catches all the way over this side, or it's all the way over here, or it's on the back of the bolt like a Mauser type, and you know, it takes you have to take your hand off the firing position to remove the safety. I don't like that. I like to be able to hold it, how I'm going to be firing, and then just flick the safety off. So tang safety on this is awesome. It's nice and light. You can flick it off really easily. I think it is perfect. The rifle does come with the Savage Accu-Trigger, which does have this bladed trigger safety in the middle. It is fully adjustable. We get a little tool in the kit, and you can adjust the trigger pull weight. I believe out of the factory these are sitting at around 2.5 pounds, so it's fairly good for me. I've not had drama with it, and I haven't changed it. Now, this version, as opposed to, so my mate's B17, the one with the 20-inch barrel, has a different pick rail. So instead of having a pick rail, it has two weaver mounts, and they actually sit very, very close to the top of the receiver. The height of them is probably about 5 mil. Now, with this full-length pick rail they put on here, it actually sits about 15 mil high off the receiver. Now, that's all well and good. However, it sort of negates the high comb they've put on the stock here. The high comb, when you shoulder the rifle, actually puts your eye in line with the top of the receiver like if you had iron sights. But with the pick rail, and then this is the lowest mount I could get on this rifle as well, and the sight is a bee's dick off the pick rail, I still have to fish to find the correct eye relief, especially when spotlighting. Not so much a problem in the day when you've got ambient light coming in from all angles into your objective lens, but when you're spotlighting, particularly when someone else is spotlighting for you and you haven't got a top-mounted light, because of the parallax of the light entering your objective lens, you have to be perfectly centered on the eyepiece. So I found that I have to fish around a lot to try and find the reticle when I'm spotlighting. So that's a little bit of a drama, easily fixed by a cheek pad, which I'll probably stick on in the future. Now, speaking of the rest of the stock, it's actually it looks a little bit strange, like I'm not usually into the futuristic looking fucking synthetic stocks and whatever, but this is actually very, very ergonomic. It's got really nice cut-ins here for your fingers. I do also have my, Velcro pad here for my Pressel, for my light when I have that on, but it does sit in the hands very nicely. Semi-pistol grip is very nice as well. Very well contoured, and it just feels nice in the hands. All right, so I paired this with a Leupold VX Freedom Rimfire 3-9. Love this sight, it's fucking awesome. The bullet drop mil aim-offs, they're not even really mil aim-offs, they'd be MOA, but whatever the fuck they are. They don't line up with 22 Win Mag. Well, they kind of do, but they kind of don't. And you have to be on 9 power for that anyway, but it doesn't really matter because I point blank zeroed this. If you want to know more about point blank zero, I've got a video on that, hit the channel. But essentially I point blank zeroed this for a target size of 2 inches, so the size of a rabbit's head, and all I have to do is aim the crosshair dead on at anything out to, I believe it's 110 or 115 for this 0. It's something like that. And all I have to do is aim on, and that bullet will not deviate any further than 2 inches, and I'll still hit the target. So I don't have to worry about doing fucking quick maths and calculations and all that. I can literally just aim on, pull the trigger, and I will hit the target. Now this thing shoots like an absolute fucking laser. So I know that if I don't hit the target, it's something that I've done as the shooter, and it's not the rifle's fault. There's nothing worse than, going at shooting and your rifle is just not liking the ammunition, or it's just, it's fired too many rounds and the barrel's a bit fucked, or, whatever it is, and you can't hit targets. I know that with this rifle, if I don't hit my target, I have done something wrong as the operator. So I reckon it's a fucking awesome rifle. Now I have been firing these TNT greens, which are going 2050 feet per second. I originally wanted to get VMAXs because everyone raves about VMAXs for accuracy, and they go, I believe, a little bit faster. Now, they didn't have any VMAXs in the shop when I went there, but they did have these, and I have been getting nothing but perfect accuracy out of these things. Went out to the range and I was shooting at 33 meters, I believe it was, a 5-cent coin every round. So that was pretty fucking cool, and I'll flick that footage up for you now. Fucking nailed a 5-cent piece. So there you go. First shot, first kill. This thing is fucking accurate. Am I going to be able to find it is the question. Yeah, look. I can't find the coin. But insert emoji with the squiggly line face that everyone uses when they're like, I'm angry, but it looks like someone's just squeezing out a massive shit. Insert that emoji. Now, one other thing that's really cool about these rounds, I don't know if it's going to happen with all rounds, but for some reason with the 22 Win Mag, especially when spotlighting, you can actually see the rounds fly through the air. They glint with the spotlight reflecting off them, so it's almost like a bit of a tracer round. And as soon as you fire, and you can watch that round sail towards the target, if you fuck that before the rounds even hit the target. If you watch, you can almost be like, okay, that round is not going to hit, and start reloading immediately. So I don't know whether that's just these rounds that are doing that, or whether it's all 22 Win Mag with a spotlight. But either way, it's better than 22 long rifle, because they used to shoot me, you can't see what the fuck you're doing. And my mate with his B17 was having dramas as well, because if you've all fired 17 HMR before, you know that they move so fast and they are so small that you can't see the round fly.
Oh. Where the fuck did that even go?
Oh, I don't fucking know. But you also can't really see a splash if you've hit the ground around the target. Like you're shooting a rabbit and it lands in the grass, you're not going to see anything. Whereas, 22 Win Mag, you do get a puff of dirt, so you kind of go, okay, I missed and I hit here, and now I can correct. But with this rifle, I've never even had to correct, because it's pretty fucking accurate. To wrap up this review, Savage B22 is an excellent rifle. I would highly recommend, if you're into shooting rabbits, and obviously Win Mag, you could probably even go up to foxes with this. I would highly recommend getting one of these rifles. I've never seen a rifle this accurate for this price point either. I got this for, I think it was 600 or 650, around that mark. And for that price point and that accuracy I'm getting out of that, it's second to none. I highly, highly, highly recommend Savage. I've never even owned a Savage before, but after firing this, I really want to now delve into other Savage firearms, because it's just brilliant. The trigger's amazing. The accuracy is amazing. And I can't really say anything more about it. I love this rifle. So there you go, a positive review. I got a lot of shit for that Mossberg review I did, because a lot of people disagreed. It's always the Mossberg owners. No, it's a great rifle, and oh, you're just using it wrong, and oh, you said this, and oh, you said that. Well, it's my opinion, that's why I'm doing a review, but that rifle sucks dick. Well, I hope you've got something out of that review. I'm going to be doing a lot more reviews, not just on firearms, but we're going to delve a bit more into hunting gear as well. But if there's something you want me to review, drop it in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do getting around to it. And I think we're probably going to crack on with a few more of those strip and assemble weapons videos, because they seem to be doing quite well. To all those who've subscribed lately, thank you very much. We're getting a fair few lately, so that's pretty good. That's going to wrap this one up. As always, take it easy, have a good one, and hooroo.